Which initially drew you into, come on board the show?
Yeah, I've had a great relationship with Joe Trapanese, who's been a mentor to me, and he's an amazing composer. I've worked for him for a number of years, and Joe came onto the project in season 2, season 3, and I was working for him at the time, and I kind of like came up under him. He taught me a lot, and we were working on it together, collaborating, and that collaboration kind of evolved into like a true shared co-composer collaboration. So I owe him a lot of gratitude for bringing me on, but I think part of why he brought me on and was willing to give me that shared responsibility is because I am a big fan of the games, I'm a big fan of the books, I love the franchise, I love fantasy in general. So yeah, it was like, I was very passionate about the project, working on it. As soon as we started, I was extremely excited, and he could tell. So I think he was happy to like bring me in slowly but surely in more of a fully fledged role.
So then what was the biggest challenge for season 4 as you go into that fully fledged role?
Yeah, I think one of the things I was just speaking about on the panel is developing themes, and in particular for Ciri, her theme, her character changes so much throughout this show, throughout the story. She goes from this very innocent, youthful, there's some naivety in her character. She becomes this very mature, very intimidating, very, powerful presence, and she goes through like a really dark period. So I think with her theme, finding a way to recontextualize it, rearrange it, change the instrumentation, change some of the underlying harmony, but keep that melody. And we're really proud of how we were able to shape that and change the tonality from this thing that started, three or four seasons ago as like this light, elegant, subtle thing into this dark and powerful. And yeah, happily the theme kind of held up, and we were able to do that. So,
All right, for our composing students in the audience, what was seen this past season was most challenging? Something that took a long time to get right, but you're most proud of when we actually pulled it off?
There are a couple of scenes that come to mind. There's this heist scene with the rats. I think it's episode 2, 402. This like long 4, 5, almost 6-minute heist scene to introduce the rats in this season, who I love their group from the books, and I thought this was such a fun scene. And doing a heist scene, I think, is a dream for any composer. And yeah, getting the pacing right of that, getting the timing right for it to feel like this slow build, but there's a constant ticking clock, so to speak, that they have to get this thing and get out, and you're maintaining the tension for a long period of time, and that you're slowly escalating. It's really hard to do that, and it definitely took some iterations. I'd say the one other one just to throw in is also related to the rats, but the fight between the rats and Leo Bonhart, who Bonhart was a really fun character to write for this season. He's such a evil, dark presence, but he has a lightness to him. There is a comedy aspect to his character that's hard to get right, and this big fight scene at the end where I guess I won't say I won't say spoilers though, but they have this epic fight at the end, and that as well had to be really, really choreographed, really in sync, and you feel this epicness but also a sadness, and it's jarring, it's shocking in a way. So yeah, those two scenes come to mind.